Hi honey, I'm responding to your video. So, first I wanted to talk about what you said about, I don't know, kind of losing your way. I don't know that I have. I mean, I feel like I had a hard time settling into my original purpose. I originally joined YouTube, or opened an account and started making videos because emotionally I've been in a really bad place for the past few years, since the loss of my mother, since Carrie has gotten sick, and while I used to be a really spontaneous, extroverted person, I'd kind of lost some of that. And I don't know, I just really wanted an outlet, like somewhere to just be myself again, or at least start to try to be myself again. And I feel like more so in the past couple months, since I've been here a little bit and gotten used to the whole community and the whole experience of making videos, I've actually started to achieve that goal. And that's not to say that that part of that isn't making a difference. That's definitely a part of it as well. But ultimately my goal was to just start to find myself again, because I feel like that had gotten lost along the way, like it often does for those of us who've been through some difficult life experiences. So, now I'll respond to the second half. The second half being, what was the most gratifying experience helping someone else? I don't know that I can pick one. I've had a lot. And as many people will tell you, once you've done that, once you've started helping people, it kind of becomes addicting. Like you want to do more. You want to touch more lives and make more of a difference. So I'll just pick one experience, and the one I wanted to talk about was, I think it was probably my freshman year in high school. There was a huge hurricane that hit North Carolina, and I lived in the middle of the state at the time, and even where we were, and it hit the coast and took out a lot of homes in the Outer Banks and areas surrounding that, and living about 4 hours from the Outer Banks, we still had a lot of devastation where we were. Tornadoes, a lot of flooding, and our power was out for, I believe, 2 weeks. But the experience in the aftermath of that devastation was really life-changing. It changed my perspective on people, on humanity, and really proved to me that people can come together and help each other when they have a common goal, when they all want to survive something like that. And for the next week, the whole neighborhood came together and brought supplies to help people pull their houses out from under all these trees that had come down, to try and rebuild some of the things that had been lost, to try and clear some of the roads that had been blocked. And it was a really, really great experience to begin with, to be able to be a part of that and to be able to just be part of the help. the experience I really wanted to talk about was a couple weeks after that, after everything in our area of North Carolina had been mostly cleaned up. We had power back. Everybody was starting to get back to what life had been before the hurricane. But I was presented with an opportunity to go out to Rocky Mount, which is closer to the coast but not right on the coast. There had been a great deal of flooding in the area, and there were people I knew who lived there. And homes had been completely flooded. People had drowned in their own homes, in their own living room. So I got an opportunity to go out there and just help some of these people. And I believe it was a news station was taking busloads of people out there, and they gave us sandwiches for lunch, and we just volunteered the day to go out and help. And the day kind of consisted of us being dropped off in a neighborhood. And when you get off the bus, I mean, you could smell the mud and the rotting carpets and just all the damage that had been done, the wood that was warped and rotting. And people were already out there in their yards pulling things out of their homes that were covered in mud, covered in dirt, and were warped from all the water damage. And we spent an entire day helping these people try and sift through all that wreckage and find anything that was salvageable. We talked to several people whose neighbors had died. They drowned in their own houses. People who had stayed when they were supposed to evacuate the area, had stayed in their homes and had been forced to shove all the belongings they could and all the people upstairs or even into their attics just to avoid the rising water. People who were, stranded on their roofs. And I knew when I had the opportunity to go that I wanted to, but I could never have expected to have gained as much as I did from the experience. It was so sad. Part of my day was spent helping a woman pull her old photo albums off the shelves in her house, the shelves that had been completely underwater. She was pulling out photos of baby pictures, her wedding photos, and we laid them all out in the sun and let them dry, and to be able to save some of those memories and see how happy she was just to save a few of those was an extremely gratifying experience. So, yes, in many ways I felt like I got a lot more out of it than those people got out of my maybe 8 hours of labor helping them pull out furniture and carpets. So that's just my one experience for the day. So, all right, thanks.